Welcome to this very special interview. Today, who am I talking to? Am I talking to Indian cricketer, very dear friend Dinesh Karthik? Am I talking to the newfound commentary sensation Dinesh Karthik? Am I talking to again maybe Kolkata Knight Riders skipper Dinesh Karthik? Now he's blended into all these roles seamlessly like he used to bat and keep wickets. Dinesh Karthik, welcome on the show. I know you are in Belgrade, 10 odd days in a non-red flag country before we hear you at Southampton. Just give me a sense. I mean, commentating for the World Test Championship final, perhaps one of the greatest games, test matches in history in terms of importance. Your first thoughts?
First, again, very grateful. I think it's a blessing that I'm able to be part of, this match in whatever front. I just saw the roster the other day. Some of the names that I'm going to be sitting along with are absolute legends of the game. Just a couple of floors below me is another legend who's probably one of the greatest cricketers to have played the sport, Mr. Gavaskar. And, I've spent some time with him, had some meals with him. I don't know how many people have been privileged enough to do that. For me to have been able to do that, I think I'm very blessed and I'm very thankful to God. And it's just an amazing opportunity for me. And most importantly, a great learning experience. A lot of them would be playing there and trying to figure out playing the moving ball and all of those great learning experiences. For me, it's going to be from outside the field, learning how to wield the microphone when I'm sitting there and watching the boys play.
If this is the kind of performance, and I've already heard you, the debut series in that sense, you're jolly good, DK. I mean, you're very good. I mean, forever you have been a great talker. And it's so good to hear you commentate because it's a fresh perspective. Set it up for me. I mean, how do you see this game? I mean, how important is this for India? Some of the players don't play white ball, and Ishanta, Pujara, and some of them. Set the WTC final up for me, please.
Any tournament in its first year is always, when I say the first year, the first time it is held is always, remembered for a long, long, long time. If you take the IPL as well, you'll always remember the first ever winner. We can never forget Shane Warne and the Rajasthan Royals team for that. You might not, if I ask you who was IPL number 7 winner or IPL 6th year winner, it's really, you need to think a couple of seconds and then recollect it. Whereas you ask somebody who the first ever winner of IPL, they always remember. And hence this World Test Championship final is a very, very important match. And, it gives India the opportunity to be the first ever champions. And if they do, and if they so do it, I think rightfully so. On the other hand, there is New Zealand who have come way too close, way too many times in multi-nation tournaments, and they have reached the semi-finals and finals of the tournaments in many ways. I think from 2015, this will be their third World Cup, a final assignment, so to say. So I'm sure they will also be raring to go and trying to have that. They only have the one Champions Trophy that they have in their kitty. Other than that, I think they'll be really looking at this World Test Championship final an eye on the prize, saying, this is a chance for us to, be remembered for a long, long, long time.
DK, does it make a difference that New Zealand played these 2 test matches? Everyone's talking about it. On the other hand, Virat wasn't that perturbed at the post and pre-departure press conference. Does it really make a difference?
Look, I think India, like any other team, would have preferred to play a match or 2 before they can get into get into the World Test Championship final. But the schedule is such that these are not luxuries that India can afford right now. The fact that we're even able to get into the country in the pandemic times is a big effort by itself. I think a lot of people have obviously found lots of different avenues just to get a group of people in. So let's not dig deep into the fact that we can't, have the obviously the extra edge that New Zealand has. But what we do have is, we have won more matches away than New Zealand have done in their, in their time of qualifying for the World Test Championship final. That is something that the Indian team can be really proud of and, derive a lot of confidence from. And knowing this current set of players, they have a never say die attitude. Yeah, it's all okay, having all these familiarity till you walk in and the when the first hour is done, it's going to be even Stevens. Maybe the New Zealand, obviously, in the lead up to the game will feel better because they've played a couple of games. But I can promise you, once the Indian team get on the park, it's a World Test Championship final, they will come all guns blazing.
If I can start at the top, you've captained Shubman, you've captained him, you've seen him grow, you've nurtured him as skipper of the Kolkata Knight Riders. We've seen his talent. Whole world has seen his talent. Your thoughts on Shubman Gill going into the WTC final? Is he ready?
Oh, he is ready for sure. He has the skill sets, he has the game, he has the mindset to score big runs. It's only whether, he is able to put all that into foray. And, England has always been a very, very tough country for openers to, do well. And obviously he is there right in the middle of it, along with Rohit Sharma. So, in my eyes, he's got the game, he's got the skill, he's got the mindset as well, and most importantly, he's got the hunger to succeed. And these are the basic prerequisites that you need to do well in international cricket. He's ticked every box there. For him, it's about going out there, trusting in his skill, trusting in his ability that he is, honed over the last 4 5 years, and go out there and play the most bold form of cricket that is possible. And knowing the kid, he's a terrific guy. He's got great work ethics. He's got a good head on his shoulders. I have no doubts he'll end up being one of the greats of Indian cricket.
Someone who sort of it does your job as wicketkeeper. He was clearly our X factor from that Melbourne game onwards. Be it Sydney, be it Brisbane, has come of age in the last few months, captained the Delhi Capitals with a lot of courage and panache. Your thoughts on Rishabh Pant, and if he can have that kind of telling impact in England, not only in the WTC final, but also the Test series? Words of Rishabh Pant?
I think in the short while that Rishabh has been around, he's put up some fabulous performances. He's played in some real high pressure games, be it the World Cup final, be it the IPL final. So he's, been, and the beauty is he's done well in a lot of those games personally. So I think he's someone who's always up for the challenge. The last IPL final, he got a 50. I remember, a couple of years ago, he won a game, single-handedly for Delhi Capitals. I think it was the third or fourth match, and, it was an eliminator game. He got, I think, runs in Visakhapatnam. So in these crunch games, he's always found ways to get runs. So that shows his, his ability to handle pressure. He really thrives under pressure. I feel he's played some fabulous couple of innings for India in the last couple of series, Australia and England. I just have no doubt that he again is somebody who's going to be a very, very integral part of Indian cricket and be one of those players who are going to play 100 tests and a lot of white ball cricket for India as well. He's got a terrific head on his shoulders. I think with the limited technical skill he has, he gets a lot of runs. He optimizes, he creates, he instills fear in opposition because of the audacious shots that he's able to play, and hence they end up spreading the field, and he still has the ability to hit boundaries post that, be it a red ball or white ball format. So he's a very special player. He's got a lot of, special skills, and he's somebody who's constantly going to help Indian cricket move on to greater heights.
This is what we want in commentary, the limited technical skills, yet optimization resources. Great words, great words. You've played so much cricket with Ravi Ashwin, the DK. You've kept wickets to him. You've played for the same state. Ashwin was such a revolution in Australia, whether it is about bowling to Steve Smith or the best in the world. Do you think Ash and two questions. Do you think we should play Ash and Jadeja together because two such great talent? And secondly, can Ashwin do what he was able to do in Australia and England? We've seen people do it in the past, in Shane Warne and others, but does Ravi Ashwin, is he in that zone now?
First question, I definitely feel Jadeja and Ashwin should play together. A, they make a very potent combination. B, in Southampton, it aids a bit of turn. So I have no doubt that they can cause a lot of inroads. If they put up a good first innings total, India's winning this game without a doubt. And one of the main reasons for that would be not our medium pacers, but our spinners who have the ability to, get wickets. If they push the game onto the fourth and fifth day, I can tell you, India is going to be the front runners for that test with the kind of spin that we have, spin resources that we have. We are probably the best in the world right now when it comes to spin resources, and we have two of the best in the world right now. And I'd be very surprised if, if one of them don't play. Now, when it comes to Ashwin, I think, a lot of things have been said about, his performances in Sena countries. And I think, it's a tad bit unfair. And I say that only because, even if you see the way he's bowled in Australia, the pressure that he's created, the ability to give breakthroughs, and getting good batsmen out. You have to understand that, with the quality of pace bowlers that we have, when we go abroad, they tend to, pick a lot of wickets.
Two more questions before I go to DK, the player. One, What will this mean for Virat DK? I mean, he's come close, be it the Champions Trophy, be it T20s, be it in many multinational tournaments, including the last World Cup. You all have come close under Virat Kohli. What will this mean for Virat Kohli, the captain, to try and win an ICC trophy?
I think it will mean a lot to him. I think he's been a captain, in the under-19 format. He's won the World Cup, so he's tasted success in a multi-nation tournament, albeit it being in an age format. He's tasted it, so he knows what it is. He's been part of a World Cup winning team in 2011. So he knows what it is to be part of winning teams. He's captained in the under-19 World Cup. Now, I think what he'd be looking for, knowing him, is he's always constantly challenging himself and trying to push him and the Indian cricket to greater heights. And one of that would definitely be the fact that we need to win a multi-nation tournament. And the World Test Championship, it's played over 2 years. Probably the intensity is not there in terms of what it is if you play like a World Cup or white ball World Cup or a T20 World Cup, which happens over a period of 3 weeks. This has happened over a period of 2 years. So the dynamics is a lot more different. But India can proudly say that, they've been pushed to the brink in terms of, how suddenly the rules change, and then they had to, completely come up with a different sort of, approach to what they need to do in terms of, reaching this place, reaching Southampton in the World Test Championship Final.
For more news and updates, log on to indiatoday.in or download our app now.
Arif, Adil and Mushahid have been arrested or are accused along with Parvesh. So there is no communal angle. Political parties tried to give it one.
I am just asking Uttar Pradesh, are they trying to prove a point to Twitter? Because as far as this case is concerned, whatever the legal realm is, whatever the logical thing to do in a case like this is, the government and the police should do this. Okay. What are you trying to prove as far as Twitter is concerned? You are
Fair
only
enough.
trying
Ma'am,
to
you've made the point about the immediate case. I'll come
Twitter.
to Twitter in just 30 seconds. But Shazia Elmi, please respond.
So our lady was not able to answer the question because clearly this is being bandied around as a communal hate crime, and it is not. So whether it's a Hindu or a Muslim, if there is